Welcome back, everyone. Going into the fourth hour here. Going to be a little bit of a short one as Dan has to depart for a sponsored stream. That's why we started 2 hours earlier. But we're going to get straight to it.
So don't tell Gassy till he gets back. But the clubs were poisoned and his character is dead.
He's dead.
He died.
Yep.
Yeah, he's dead. I'm just gonna put a big X on him on the map. It's fine. If he was here, man, maybe I'd make him make a saving throw. But no, he died.
Yeah.
So while he's gasping his last breath and vomiting up his innards, the priest has run off. I guess my question is, do you want to pursue or let her get away? Because if you just give up, if you're just like fuck it and let her get away, that's cool. That's fine.
If we let her get away, she's probably gonna just come back with more people later.
I agree.
Maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
It's hard to say. Yeah.
But we all are kind of on death's door, and Berg's passed out, so I don't know how.
Wait, Berg.
Yeah, you don't want it to be like a Han Solo situation where you chase her and you like run into a bunch of other scary dudes.
What hit Berg to pass him out? I thought he was up.
He is. I'm just fucking around.
Oh, okay.
I just want Max to come back and see that his character is dead.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can chase after. I have 2 level 1 spell slots still available.
She hasn't taken any damage at all, and she's at least a 3rd level priest, so
yeah,
she probably has a lot of HP.
Yeah.
Do you? She has high wisdom.
I could bless you. Might be the best.
Yeah. Or if you can get line of sight of her, you could try command on her. Although she's probably going to resist it.
I don't have command ready.
Oh, never mind.
I just worry what's around that corner.
Yeah, I worry that there's more people that we'll just run into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you know that she didn't. She's not holding her action or anything because she took a full turn, right? She attacked with the thing and took a shot, fled. So.
I mean, if I'm going to get around that corner, I could do it right now, and then we can or I can get up to the edge and peek if you want me to do that. I won't be able to make any other actions though.
Yeah, like she's blown most all her spells, so she's going to be pretty weak.
Yeah, she's blown most of her spells. That's totally a true statement about what's happening.
She hasn't used any level 2 spells. She's
got like
she's cast one second level spell and 4 first level spells.
She has no more first level spells, I don't think, but she has 1 second level.
She could be higher level, and she could have 2 more surface level, which would be nasty. And she's got the spiritual weapon. I think if we chase her, we're gonna die from something she's gonna do. Because we don't know what type of cleric she is. She could have some awful AoE or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's up to you. I'm down to chase, but I do agree that she might have some other fucking spells.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a D2, and 1 is chase, 2 is 2 is
great.
Abandon. Okay.
Let's do it. 2 is abandoned. Okay. All right, we're abandoning.
Okay, so we're letting her go.
It's a funny gag. You're pulling JP.
Oh yeah. So the thing was, I made everybody while you were gone. I made everybody make Constitution saves because the clubs were poisoned, but you weren't here, so you just died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry.
Ha ha.
All right. So you're gonna let her go.
Yeah. Should we loot? Do we have time to loot?
I mean, there's nobody's like ringing.
Threat?
Nobody's ringing a bell. There's no
Does the sword disappear? Does the magical sword leave?
Yeah. As soon as she goes around the corner, it just disappears, fades away.
Okay. Yeah. I immediately start looting bodies, checking to see if there's any letters as to why we were attacked or why they were attacking us, as well as just looting the bodies.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing quickly to help him.
Yeah. If this were like Morrowind or something, you would find a note on one of the bodies that's like, "These are the guys. Go get them." And when you get them, come to this area and tell me about it because it's where we're staying. Don't forget our hotel room numbers 454. But no, they don't. So you find in their pockets. You're gonna find some miscellaneous like treasure and stuff because they're carrying money. But I don't think there's any real like identifier stuff on them. Let me give you the treasure first, and then we'll talk about that. So these guys are CR 1/2. So
I love that, especially in Deus Ex games. Like God, how many times do I have to tell you? The password is.
Yeah. I'm actually what I do every morning is I write on a piece of paper all the things that I want to do during the day, and I tuck it in my pocket in case a PC fucking sniper rifles me and they need to know where my house is to steal all my stuff.
Exactly, or like your account number.
Yeah, it's important. So you find there are 4 of them. You find 11 gold on one.
Nice.
14 gold on another.
You got that, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
26 copper on the third. This guy's not so well off. And 3 electrum on the fourth.
Okay.
One of the thugs is wearing a ring. It's like a big brass ring with a spoked wheel as a symbol on it. It's got little bits of wax like stuck in it. One of them has like a couple of gold teeth you could probably yank out of there if you want to take the time. Just bonk his teeth out. They'd be worth like 2 or 3 gold apiece. And I think one of them does actually have the like folded up the notes, the wanted papers for Berg, Ramus, Zawaz, Wazaz, and Gideon.
Okay.
Zawaz.
How much is the brass ring worth?
The ring probably like 2 gold, 3 maybe if you haggle it. It's nicely made.
Okay. Do you want to yank out the teeth?
Yeah, I mean, if I see shiny, I'd fucking take him out.
Yeah, I figured
Yeah,
you
if I
preferred
see
first.
shiny.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome. So you like Azrael, you look over and he's crouched on top of a body trying to pry its teeth out with his beak.
Yeah.
Right, because that'd be the way you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you just see him like yank a tooth out and he's just holding this little gold tooth in his beak. Okay, well let's roll. Let's see how many gold teeth you get. Roll a d6. Like
4.
Nice.
All right, you get 4 gold teeth, and they're worth 2 gold apiece.
Great.
Nice.
Jot it down. Okay. We need to go.
Yeah, so I guess we gather our things and just head as quickly down as we can to back to our apartment.
Yeah. How close? Like, we've traveled this city for a good amount. Are there people that saw this fight happen?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, there are people standing around, like looking into the alley, and they see you.
Okay. We need to get the fuck out of town soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hanging on by a thread. So is
I mean, we're all very low. We're all super low.
Yeah, I forgot you're pretty low too.
Yeah. So I guess we're going back to the apartment.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. Okay. So you head back to your apartment, and when you get there, I think you're stopped by the old man. The old man outside the tea shop. He comes out, like the tea shop's closed because it's nighttime. And he hears you coming. Maybe hears you like open the door up to the stairway, and you hear him open the door, and he comes out and like looks at you, and he puts his hand to his wrinkled old lips, and he's like,
I like the old man.
Guess we go up to him and like very quiet, as quietly as we can, just be like, "What's wrong, sir?"
Points up. He says, "You have guests."
Are they who we think they are?
He shrugs. He's like, "I don't know who you think they are."
The other people with a set of keys to our place.
He nods. He says, "Thirsty devils, important ones, lots too. 8, maybe 10. Very busy your apartment. Good thing you have no furniture."
I say in the captain's voice, "We own this place," and see if he responds, saying that was the voice that he heard.
He looks at you and nods. He's like, "I know, little bird, I know, but they don't agree with you."
Tell me, did they say anything when they went up that you overheard?
No, I stay inside when I see people like that coming.
Do you think they're here for a fight or a talk? In your experience with them.
Thirsty devils always looking for a fight. They like to, but I think you put some fear into them. And he like looks you over and he's like, "And I think you've had enough of fighting for today."
Yes.
Bird just nods and grunts.
Would you mind, sir, if we slept in your place for the night and then go up there in the morning?
Make a persuasion check.
19.
It's pretty
Okay. Yeah, you can like you can see him like trying to figure it out, and he's like, invite danger into my home. I think. Yes, we are neighbors. Come. And he like opens the door and like hustles you inside.
Okay, and then we go in there and go for a long rest for the night.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't prayer healing. I don't have any other second round spells, so I could expend all my spell slots if you guys want. Unless we should save them in case we get met in the middle of
I
the
would
night.
save them in case we get an ambush.
Okay.
So he takes you back to, you don't have any of your stuff. You're just gonna be sleeping on the floor. Berg, you are 2 levels of exhaustion exhausted. And he takes you to the back and opens the door and shows you, he's got a little storeroom in the back and he says, you can rest here tonight. I will wait up. I'll let you know if they leave.
Thank you very much, sir. If we promise we'll do everything we can to not get you in trouble. If they come asking, we will.
He laughs. He laughs and he says, "It's too late now. Already I'm in trouble inviting you in here. If they find out," he shrugs. "Just remember, if they come looking for me, you and your big sword and your big friend, come to my aid. I have plenty of life left in me."
You've come to us in our time of need. If you need us, we'll be there for you.
Good. I hope so.
And I guess we go in the back room and collapse and try to take a long rest in the back room.
And long rest the fuck out of that place.
Yeah.
You do not get to long rest.
Yes, we do.
You don't.
Yes,
But
we
because-
can. Yes, we can.
I'm just trying it,
If we say it
But what
enough
if no,
times,
Adam?
it'll
What
just
if we
overpower
do
him.
long rest?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You can choose to long rest. Here's what happens. So after about an hour, you hear like on the door. You hear like thumping on the door, and you hear the old man be like, I'm coming. Hold on." You can hear him like shuffling forward. He's like, "The store is closed. Come back for tea tomorrow." And he doesn't open the door. You don't hear it open, but you hear him kind of quietly be like, "We're closed." And there's a voice on their side, and they say, "Open up, old man." "No, we're closed. Go home. I paid you already." And he's like, "Not enough. Open the door." And you can hear the door rattling. I'm gonna see if the old man is intimidated enough to open the door. So, the base intimidation. All right, there are only 8 levels of intimidating. Let's see if the old man can beat that. Oh yeah, the old man's like, "No, fuck you, go home." And there's like some talking outside, and I think the people outside are like, trying to figure out what to do. Do you want to do anything? You have a moment before anything else occurs.
Well, I mean, am I still fucked up? Because if I'm still fucked up,
no rest has occurred.
Hey, we can ready some actions if they're going to come in here. Unless they're not going to fight us.
do we recognize the voices as being the people that we have heard before that come back?
Make a perception check.
And I guess all of us.
Can I
have to do
assist with
maybe.
that, or all of us, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, if you're all.
We'd
like,
all be
getting
individually doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the person with the highest perception can roll with advantage.
Okay.
I have
I
3.
think it's you, JP.
Okay.
Wow.
Fucking Christ.
All right.
13.
The voices sound familiar, but you couldn't put like a face to the sound.
Okay.
I guess we could like go up by the door, and hold action of like.
Is this
We'll go
this
ahead.
back room, storeroom that we're in? Is the door that we came in the only way in and out of this place?
Yeah, because it's set into the mountain. So
He wouldn't happen to have any teas of healing, would he?
I mean, you can make a perception roll or an investigate roll to like start going through the place looking for something.
Yes.
Can I do that? All right, man, go for it. So that's what you're doing. Jubilant's listening at the door.
Nice. I'm not gonna find
Okay.
shit with that, probably.
You find I think you're digging around. The old man's not gonna be happy about this, but you're digging around and you find Under a counter, you find a wooden box, and you open it. It's got a lock, but it's not locked. You open it, and inside there's a small coin purse. There's a vial of some clear like fluid about yay long, and then there's a couple of other there's like a nice like a fountain pen that looks like it was made in the Court of Wands, but it's all kind of old and tarnished, and a few other sort of miscellaneous like knickknacks.
And I don't know what the vial is, of course.
No, you drink it though. It's like a wax seal, little vial.
What color was the fluid?
It's like clear, like a little. It's like viscous.
I kind of just want to drink it.
I mean, you're dumb, so it would make sense for your character.
Yeah, it could be poison for all you know.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Damn it! Why'd you have to put doubt in my mind, Dan? I was just thinking it could be amazing.
I'm just saying, RP-wise, your character is real stupid.
I don't know if he's that stupid though to just be like, nah.
I mean, he's a 6 int. So.
Yeah.
You're both dumb and impulsive.
Yeah. It's up to you, man.
All right, Berg just holds the vial. He takes it. He's not quite ready, but he's just like, maybe. If things get desperate, maybe he'll just be like, whoa.
They just walk in with weapons. You're just like, oh god.
Yeah. I just like turn into a fucking giant or something.
Dan, what are you doing? Well,
Berg transforms into a tea leaf and floats down.
To give you kind of an idea of like how smart an int of 6 is. It averages out to, like, if you break the scale down in the same with IQ, you have an IQ of about 77 or so, like 70 or 80. Like an elementary school graduate is 92. So you're like below that. Yeah, you're not a very smart person, Bert, but that's okay.
None of us really are though, so it's okay.
Yeah,
it's fine. Just to help you kind of understand what your deal is. So you find this vial.
I don't think they're here to fight, and if they are, we're dead anyways.
Yeah.
So I think we should relax in the back room, and I have a pair of dice, so we're gonna sit in a circle, pretend like we're gambling, and we were just chilling in the back room, and we're gambling with tea leaves that we just have around.
Sure.
So sitting back there and we're gambling and just having a good time, and we lost track of time.
Okay. So you can take a specific action because there was the like investigation check, the perception check. What do you do? Do you want to take an action? Like you could set up a deception check to be like, oh, we're just hanging out playing cards.
Yeah, I'm gonna set it up to make it look like we're just hanging out. We've been there a while. Make it look like we've been back there just chilling, having a good time. Just to try to not make it look like that man was hiding us. That we're just hanging out and having fun in the back. We're not even trying to be stealthy to them.
Yep.
So they don't like assume that he's hiding us or something like that.
Okay, sure. Yeah, go ahead and make that check.
10.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, the guys outside they get fed up, right? They get fed up waiting, and you hear like a booted foot kick the door a couple of times. You hear the old man like shout in surprise. And then you hear several booted footsteps inside the shop, and you hear a voice you haven't heard before. Someone say, quietly but loud enough that you can hear, to the old man. You hear, "Where are they, old man?" And you can hear him. He's like grasping hands.
But before he can answer, I shout, "We're back here! Are there friends here?"
Yeah, you hear like a sputtering sound, and he's like, "Oh, yes, there. If only I had known you wanted to see my neighbors. Yes, we were just. Let me show you." And you hear them. You hear them all moving towards the back room. The door, which I guess is more of like a bamboo, like a partition rather than a door. You hear it slide back, and you look up, and you see two of the toughs come into the room, and then they're followed by Golden Fist Princess, who follows right behind them, and then the old man gets pushed into the room next. And I think that immediately they look at like your weapons, like you were resting, so you don't have your swords like belted on, but they move to like knock them out of your reach or take them, unless you do something.
I'm not gonna try to stop them because we're outnumbered. We're gonna die anyway, so we try to resist. So I'm just gonna let them. I just think they're here to talk because we said we want to do something for them, and he's here to give us the jobs. That's what I'm assuming is happening. So I'm just chill. Like, do any of you play dice?
I lose my fucking weapon because of this.
Yeah, so they take Balder, they take your hammer. One of the guys is like, yeah, he's holding it.
Do they take my fucking rapier?
They do. They take your rapier. Unless you stop them.
Well, I would think that my weapon is like what, someone near me? No, I mean it doesn't have to be on me, but I would say like a wall right next to me.
Yeah, they see them like sitting there and they move to take them unless you stop them.
I motion non-threatening, but just like motioning my hand over it like this. Berg's like this, like over his, you know what I mean? Say his weapon is leaning against the wall. He goes like this to cover. And just goes like this.
Yeah, so they move over to pick them up, right? Like they're definitely trying to disarm you, and I think at that point, like the guys, like aside from Asriel, so they would like try to pick you up, Berg, and like push you back against the wall. Essentially, like they're like cops coming into the room and being like, up against the wall, stay away from our boss. They're creating a safe space for their boss to talk to Asriel. So they're manhandling you, and like picking you up and like pushing against the wall unless you fight back.
Well, I guess Berg's not really in the position to be. He's fucked up right now.
Yeah,
so.
We're all fucked up, man.
Yeah, like if we fight, we're gonna be dead anyway. So there's no point of trying to fight right now
No.
because we're solo health. There's so many of them.
It's within Berg to at least be like, nah, I don't like this.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, and they pick you up and push you against the wall, and they're like holding they're holding a perimeter basically. So you're not like, it's not like hands behind your head, face on the wall, but like you're pushed with your back against the wall, and they've taken your weapons just to keep you apart. And then one guy takes Balder away from you, Asriel, and I assume you stand.
I tell him I would be very careful about touching that. It doesn't like to be touched.
Yeah, I think that Golden Fist Princess, like she's the one that takes Balder. She's holding it and she's like, looks at you. This old piece of junk. I punch harder than this swings.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
She looks at you like, and she gives. Can you make an insight check?
Sure.
Okay.
9.
Okay. There's something going on here. Like she's not responding to your threats by being threatened. And so like she's poking at you to try to get you to fight back. Maybe because she likes it. Like she kind of likes the attitude. Hard to say exactly, but yeah.
It's like when like you pick on someone in elementary school because you like them, sort of.
Well, it's like she's pushing you to see if you push back. And yeah.
What happened to that one that was into Berg?
She's looking at she's not around. She's looking at your sword and she's just kind of like, this piece of shit. You're an idiot. And then when you're like, no, I'm not. My sword is awesome. She's like, oh yeah, well my fists are awesome. Right. So there's a little bit of that. And then she stops. She goes quiet because, behind the old man entering the back room. So just to give you an idea of the room, it's a storeroom. So there are shelves along all the walls. There's no mid-room shelves. There's shelves along the walls. There's a desk. That's where you routed through, Berg, to find your stuff. So you're pushed back against these shelves, and the shelves all have either bags of like loose tea leaves or big glass jars, and they go all the way up to the ceiling, so 10 feet. All the way around you. There is a lantern sitting on the desk that's illuminating the room in a kind of amber light, and then these guys in the room, and then behind the old man, you see a person enter the room, and the first thing you notice about him is he moves with a grace that is unbefitting his size. Like we're talking like sumo wrestler sized dude, but he moves like a monk. Like he's not kind of lumbering, but you can feel every step he takes on the floor. You can feel it through the floor. He has gray skin, and along his eyebrows, along his brow line, on his knuckles, under his shirt, on his shoulders, there's like a ridge of like bumpy kind of bone like protrusions. He has these sort of deep yellow eyes, And he has a long black mustache, and it's beaded with like little jewels and stuff as it drapes from his face. He's got a shaved head aside from like a little top knot in the back that's tied up really like ornately in a kind of like flower-looking pattern with a little spear of jade through it. And on the end of the spear of jade, it's carved to look like a reclining, like a naked lady. He's wearing a similar black outfit to the rest of his friends, but it's embroidered with gold and silver thread. On the left, there's like a dragon pattern that's coming up from under his arm, and on the right, there's a tiger, and they kind of like meet. So if he had it like buttoned in front, they'd be like fighting. But his vest is open, and you can see these like kind of bony, like rocky plates coming up out of his skin, and they're carved, they're like etched with like symbols. He's wearing big thick gold rings on all of his fingers, rings of varying degree of artifice, but he seems to have no weapons on him. And he steps into the room, and like you can sense the other monks, like something about their attitude changes. Some of their bravado kind of like shifts a little, and you can see them become slightly more like disciplined. They're not joking or talking with each other, they're not fucking with your weapons. They all kind of like go to attention when he steps into the room.
Like the boss is in the room, shut, be quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of
well, they just act differently when he's around. And he comes in, he like looks around, and he says to you, Azrael, if I had known there was a game, I would have asked to be invited. And he looks down, and like the guards have like kicked over the dice and like walked right through your game.
And I say back to him, well, I tried to invite you today, but I look over at her. Someone wouldn't take me to you.
Yes, Golden Fist Princess told me all about your little meeting in the tea house. It seems you've had a busy day. And he looks over at Berg. And Berg, you're like, your mask is like on the floor near you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's hard to rest in these trying times, as you can probably relate.
He smiles, and his like lips parting are like it happens so slowly that you kind of don't notice it. It's like he wasn't smiling and now he is, and you didn't see the transition. And he says, not hard times at all. Down here, everything is going very well.
Well, of course, for you and your people, you seem to have a tight grip on this area. Quite impressive.
He nods. That I do, Tianxi, that I do. I run this town. And I think you owe me some money.
That is why I wanted to meet with you. I'm not sure of your customs here, but apparently we bought an apartment and a woman owed you money. And I had no idea of this, and someone came to my door, quite rudely I might say, and just said that I owe you a bunch of money without telling me why.
He takes a step forward towards you, and his bulk blocks the light from the lantern. So you have like we see part of your face like illuminated by that amber light, and the rest of it just falls into shadow. And he takes a step forward, and he says, you've become part of our community, and I don't even know your name. And he reaches out, and his hand is like fucking huge. Like he could cover your whole head with it. And he just like reaches out to like take your hand.
I don't like immediately grab it, but I finish sipping my drink, and then I stand up and then slowly extend my hand. Like, I'm Azrael. What do they call you besides grasping hands? You must have another name. Yeah,
and he closes his hand around yours, and it gets you from like, mid forearm to just like And it feels like there's this like pressure around your hand. Like he's just closed his hand around yours rather than like holding it, and he like pulls you towards him. So you're like right up in front of him, and he puts his other arm around you and like pulls you in to like hug you. Unless you like try to pull away or anything.
I want to like look at his face. Like, is he trying? Can I tell if he's trying to harm me or if this is just a greeting? Like he's just.
He is trying to show you how small you are. He's physically just being like, "Come here, you little fuck," and like getting his arms around you, just to prove a point, right? Like he's not trying to hurt you. He's not going to try to crush you, but he's just being friendly, right? He's just like, "Come here, you're part of the community now."
How big is he in relation to Berg? Like,
he's not as tall. How tall are you, Berg? You're like almost 7 feet.
7
yeah,
foot.
he's only like 6 feet tall, maybe a little under, but he's like huge across. Like the dude is like a squat fucking cube of rock.
Mm.
I embrace him with a hug and like, you're a very strong one.
Yeah, so he pulls you in and he puts his arms around you and like squeezes you against his chest and like he's not trying to hurt you. It is actually like he's being friendly, but everyone in the room can hear your armor like creaking as he like squeezes you against him. Mm. And then he puts his hands on your shoulders and kind of like holds you back away from him. Like he's like, the hug is over, and like moves you away.
The hug is over.
And what did you say?
Nothing.
Okay. All right. So yeah, he just like holds you back and he says, I make a point of knowing everyone who lives in this town, especially interesting folks. And he looks at the three of you like, look, we're all non-humans here. We got something in common. And he says, part of how we work here is we share the debt. In living upstairs, you've joined an ecosystem. Now I know you paid that blacksmith for the deed to this house, but you have to understand, I own the building. I own the street. I own the marketplace. And now, Azrael, I own you. And he like pokes you in the chest.
Bird just kind of goes,
I see. They didn't put that in the pamphlet for this town.
Don't worry. You'll find that I am a... And he looks to Golden Fist Princess, who's still like kind of like looking at your sword, like, what the fuck is this thing? He looks over here and he says, you'll find that I am a benevolent overlord.
God, I hate this.
I've heard that many a time. And in my experience, people who say they're benevolent rarely are.
And he looks at you and he says, followers of the devil are many things, Azrael, but we are not liars. You'll come to know this as you serve me. I reward ambition, bravery, loyalty. These are things you understand. They have these in heaven.
That they do. They have all of the arcana in heaven, including aspects of the devil. But we're here to discuss this debt that you say I owe. And I have a proposition for you. How do you...
When you say proposition, he looks at Golden Fist Princess like, how interesting. Like he's just seen a dog get up on its hind legs and say something. Like he looks over like, oh, and like turns back to you.
I'm sure, killing us, getting gold out of us, it's such a waste of our talents. Perhaps we could do something for you to help satisfy this debt as long as we're here. We do something for you, you forgive the debt, leave the blacksmith alone, and we get along swimmingly.
Yeah, he grins and he says, I'm so glad you're a reasonable man, Azrael. I was worried you would be difficult. As it turns out, yes, I might have work for you. If you serve me loyally, we can forgive the debt. I have gold. And as he says that, we get a nice like clear shot of the like glittering of his rings. So a little more doesn't mean that much to me, but good help is so hard to find. A man such as myself has enemies. I'm sure you understand this, Tianchi.
Yes.
If you could help me with them, it would show me that you are full of goodwill and you wish to remain in the community.
What kind of enemies would you...
Yeah, he shakes his head as if he's like, oh, these guys, oh boy. He's like, bad men, Azrael. Terrible, terrible men. Men who would poison my family. I hope that you can help me with these bad men.
Men that would harm innocents to get at you. Those are not good men. I think we can work with this.
He grins and he says, good. And he looks over and like Berg, what are you and Jubilant Black Gale? What are you doing during this conversation?
Berg is just saying really, like he's biting his fucking his lip right now because he's basically hearing this guy say like, "You're a slave for me now." Like, and Berg is just so like the only thing holding him back from just flying into rage is one, he can't. He's exhausted. He's in a fucked up state, so he's just self-preservation. Like, okay, because he knows that he's not in fighting form right now. If he were to try to actually like fight and kill this dude.
Okay.
That's what he's doing. You can see Verberg is visibly uncomfortable.
Sure.
Not in that he's like intimidated. He's just like fucking seething with rage, basically.
Gale is sitting in the corner with a smile on his face, but also, I think internally he's considering how fucked up the world outside the roost is, in the sense that like this thing is probably natural and this happens all the time. But he's also concentrating on every word that is being said by the man and trying to make sure he can imitate it at a future date. Yeah.
You're listening to his voice and getting a feel for the tenor.
Yeah, and maybe like when listening to it, it's not so much that I'm understanding the words, but it's that I'm hearing the different cracks and creaks in his voice to understand the depths.
Yeah. All right. So he looks at you, Azrael, and he reaches down and he pops off one of his rings, and he hands it to you. And it's a big, heavy, like it surprises you the weight of it in your hand. And on the face of the ring, it's a big, thick, like kind of Super Bowl style, like chunky piece of metal. And on the face of it, there's a ram's head with two little rubies for eyes. And he says, hold on to that. Bring it to my home tomorrow. It will allow you entrance. Bring your friends. We'll have a conversation about how best you can serve my devils.
Very well. As you seem much more reasonable than I had expected, I think we'll get along swimmingly while I'm here.
Yeah, and he grins and he says, I hope to be full of many more surprises, and I think you'll find I can be very reasonable.
Well, one thing you can count on, my friend, is I am always full of surprises.
And he turns around and he goes to leave, and like on command, like the tension in the room just like drops out. And Berg, the guard near you, hands you your hammer back, and they all start to leave. And the last one out of the room is Golden Fist Princess, and she flips Baldur over, so she's holding it like by the blade, holds it out to you, Azrael, and she looks at you and she's like, "Here's your pig sticker."
You're gonna have trouble sleeping for the next week, ma'am. And I grab it from her.
Yeah,
and I turn my back to her.
When you say that, when you're like you're gonna have trouble sleeping, she I think she goes to say something and then just shakes her head and laughs and like turns and walks out. and I think that's scene, right? I think as they leave, you're left alone with your neighbor after having met the mob boss.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right, well, let's do some shout outs real quick. Max, we'll start with you. I think we always start with Max.
I don't know. I'm GassyMexican on Twitch and YouTube, variety caster and YouTuber. You can find me at all the places there. Probably be casting a little bit later. Not exactly sure what, but if you want to know exactly what I'll cast, follow me on Twitter. Same thing, GassyMexican. Good show. Good times as always. Thanks again, Adam, as always, for being an awesome DM and creating this awesome world and narrative. And Dan and JP for being the other people that get fucked up by Adam.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't die today. We did well.
Yeah.
That person got away. That sucks, but she'll be back, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Dan, do some shout outs.
Hi, I'm DansGaming /DansGaming, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, easy to find. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. Be sure to give me a follow. Be playing Neo later today. If you guys want to check that out. And thanks for having me on the show. This has been a great couple episodes. I love the RP in town. It's good to get away from just always combat and just have this cool banter between characters and stuff. So I'm enjoying it, and I can't wait for next week.
Fantastic. No show next week. It's 14th. Max is going to be on another show, and I don't think there's Blades either. So we might try to reschedule something next week to another date, but we'll figure that out. Let you guys know. There will be no show on Tuesday though, as far as we know. Adam, do some shout outs.
I would love to. Thanks for coming out, everybody, and exploring the world of Court of Swords with us. Keep an eye out on the RollPlay Patreon. We're going to be scheduling and working out when we're going to do Morgan's character creation video soon. We got some cool stuff coming up for that. She's going to be on the show on the 7th. And if you haven't already checked it out, definitely make sure to make some time for Nebula Jazz. We do episodes on Saturdays right here. You can find me on twitch.tv/Adam Coble. Today at 4 o'clock, I'm going to be doing an episode of my GM call-in show, Office Hours, which got rescheduled because we did this early. So if you don't normally get to watch it, you can come and check that out in about an hour. And otherwise, give me a follow on Twitter at skinnyghost for all of your roleplay needs.
Fantastic. All right. We'll see you next time on Court of Sword. Just pay attention to itmeJP.com/schedule for any of that information. Adam's going to post a Q&A thread over on community.itmeJP.com. If you have any questions for us or Adam, make sure to go post in that. We love reading all the comments and questions you guys have. So do go and check that out. It'll be spammed in the chat here in just a bit if you're looking for that link and you don't want to go to the website yourself. So we'll see you guys next time. Have a great evening. We're out. Bye-bye.